All right. Welcome to the Immortal Biggie Shaq's 10 comic book commandments, dude. And this is week 3 of April 2024. So I got a top 10 here. This top 10 week is going to be different than the previous two. I was trying to do under $20 investments before. This time we're going to go with most undervalued and speculation wise that could be worth more money soon. So these ain't just $20 books and under. These are what I feel like are good books to buy at a higher amount of money that could have a lot more investment resources coming back at you. So I have a lot of X-Men heavy. This might be all X-Men except for 2 books. Okay. That's what's going on. Books are moving. I like to put these books out and have like a um, predictive video to where I show my books and then they are on a top 10, or you do see the books are worth more money later. That way, when I look back on it, I could be like, ah, see, I did that one and that happened. I did that one and that one happened. All right, so here's my top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 are slabs. Um, 2 are top loader books. All right, here we go. So, oh shit, X-Men 97 episode 5. I don't know if I've seen this on a list. Most lists I watch, I don't think I've seen this. So this is Avengers Annual 10, the first Rogue. Um, Go get you a first Rogue. I don't think I've had this on any of my top 10s. This is a little more expensive than $20 book. Uh, I would say a good entry price for this is just like 40, 50 bucks if you're lucky. Get you one of those, maybe even lower. So this is my first book in my top 10. First Rogue, Avengers Annual 10. Beauty. Okay, now this is the cheapest book. You should be able to get this at a LCS. I got 2 cheap books in the list this week. These are all books I can show you. No Shatter video variants. All right. So we know Deadpool movie's coming out. Now, do I know that Gambit ain't gonna be in the movie? No, I don't know that Gambit ain't gonna be in the movie. So I feel like Deadpool versus Gambit 1 could be a possible book that in the future could be. I mean, Gambit's really hot right now, so that's cool. Deadpool movie's coming, so there's a possibility that the whole fucking X-Men team will be there, and then you'll have this book here. It could get hot. It's a very cheap book. Don't pay more than cover for this. This ain't really a hot book, or it has no heat on it. I would just go after it because there's a possible chance. All right, now episode 6 and episode 4 had Forge, and I don't have the first Forge, but I do have the first cover appearance of Forge, and this is a cheap book. This is the first cover, great cover. He's got the prosthetic leg. Forge is a solid character, and he's being used a lot, frequently and a lot. So that's cool. Now they did do a snippet of X-Men and the Magneto storyline of him being from the fucking Savage Land, right? So if they ever do go to the Savage Land and explore that area of the X-Men, then X-Men 10, you're going to see a lot of these early X-Men in this top 10. So X-Men 10, first Kazar. I have a very low grade. I think I got this for $100 back when X-Men was the biggest shit there was a couple years ago. First Silver Age Kazar, first Zabu. The very first Kazar is actually Marvel Mystery 1, which is also the first Submariner and first Torch. So get the second best thing for Silver Age Kazar, X-Men 10. You never know; it could pop up in a new series or that new X-Men 97. Anyways, So this next book, you got Magneto at the very focus of the X-Men team right now. Hottest shit there is. Everybody's speculating off of it. There just hasn't been a lot of these books on the top 10. So you got Magneto. You might get Juggernaut. Now this is a pretty pricey one. This is not easy to get. The first few, the Khazar low grade, and you get for $100. This one's probably gonna cost you about $300 to $400. This is X-Men 12, early, very first Juggernaut. Spoilers, he is Magneto's brother. So I think they were both created around the same time. And Juggernaut, we've seen him in the Deadpool movie before. He's been in X-Men, Fox syndicated movies. We're starting to get X-Men fever here from that cartoon, man. It don't take um, much content for people to get X-Men fever. All right, so this book has been brought up, and there's no doubt, like the X-Men Annual 14, people call it the first. I don't care if it is the first. It's no X-Men 266. This is the one, the only one. The annual is fun, but this is where it's at all day, every day. A little more expensive. I think you can get these around $100. You try hard enough. You ain't gonna get a high grade minty copy like mine for 100, but you know, under a couple hundred, you get you a nice Gambit. A lot of these books went down in value, and they're a lot more reasonable than they used to be to get. So you got like a gold book this year, one or two gold books, I would say go for it. All right, now I showed y'all the first appearance of this last week. This is the first cameo appearance. This is X Factor number 5. And we all know from the previous X-Men series that Apocalypse plays a big part of the X-Men animated show. So I don't doubt that I still have Apocalypse on my mind coming. We've gotten Mr. Sinister. We've gotten, what's the guy's name from Long Shot? Mojo. We got Mojo, you know. And I just got a feeling, dude, it's coming. And these are stupidly cheap. You can get these for $10, $15. This is not a tough book to get. Very cheap, unlike the previous two. Now, this one is not a mutant, but we're sticking in Marvel. We're at the 8th book, right? And we got 2 to grow on this week, guys. So, the 8th book, I don't want to mess up the tape on it. This is one of my favorite covers. I haven't showed this in a top 10 list. Now, the Ultimate Black Panther is a hot book right now. This book, I'm showing it because, like I said, I'm talking undervalued and have the possibility of being spec books that you get more money out of after you buy it. So when I bought this book, dude, a 2.5 was $650. Now you can get a 2.5 for 500, 450. You can get you a 3 or 4 of this bad boy right here. A lot cheaper than it used to be if you got a gold book. This is kind of a tough book one to get, but it's a solid investment book. Black Panther. I would go after a Panther this year if I didn't have one. That's the problem with collecting these books. Sometimes you get a copy and that's your copy. The excitement of getting it the first time is fun, and this was a very fun book to get. I suggest getting a nice, complete, fairly good condition copy like I got here. So, the market is very low on these things right now, and I think it's a good time. I'm not saying get all these books in 1 year. I'm saying, like, if you can get one of them, go after one. All right, we got 2 more, and one's a book I got last week. So now we're switching to DC. This is the only DC book in the top 10 this week. April, 3rd week of April, Biggie's Top 10 Commandments. Shaq's Top 10 Commandments. And man, this book has proven to be, it's not a book anybody has. Not many people have this book. I have a few friends that have it. Um, but it proves itself every fucking day goes by. Like the new Action Comics right now has him at the top of the pecking order against Superman. So first Brainiac, um, it went up there for a while. It was kind of like Hulk. It was like one of the only few books that kept going up in value after the correction. And I don't think it's going to go. I think the cat's out of the bag. Like people know if you, it's this or bust. It's kind of like with the MCU. Like we need the Galactus or Doom. We need the Brainiac for DC. So you want a big boy book that not a lot of people have, but will hold its value and will be a constant reminder of how excellent a book is. Kurt Swan cover, 10 cent, Action Comics 242. What is this? 1958, guys. This is before the 60s, so very good book. Um, Brainiac is always in the mix more than most Superman universe characters. Like Lex Luthor, we're sick of Lex Luthor at this point. We Doomsday don't really work, but I feel like in 2024, with the way CGI could work and just the way the history of Brainiac, that's the book I'm showing for y'all. All right, and the last book for the top 10 Shaq Commandments, comic book commandments. I just got this slab. Been wanting this one for a while. 1965, Fantastic Four 45. First Inhumans is a solid investment book. This one could go up in value because all the X-Men, I mean, it's Fantastic Four. Everybody's speculating on Silver Surfer. This is right around that time, around FF 48, and then you got 49, 46, 52, the Brainiac. I just showed all those. All right, I'm gonna check in the chat. We got K-pop, Rock City, ME, and Comic Bookworm, Great Legend, Dope. Thank you guys. So I feel like this is a solid. This is the last book of the top 10. Week 3, Biggie Shaq Commandments, top 10 Biggie Shaq Commandments. Um, I'm glad I got to show those books before. I don't know, I've seen any of those besides the Gambit and the Rogue. I don't think I've seen a lot of those on people's lists. Shout outs to the 3 or 4 lists I watched. The only one that does it kind of like I'm doing it is C3 Comics, Keeping It Comics. He makes his own comic book top 10, and that's just what I did. And the idea is you don't have to follow the few top 10s that are out there. You can make your own. And I think it's a good idea because I don't want to just get advice from willy-nilly and have a few top 10 lists to go by. There's plenty of books out there. There's more than 20, 30. I don't collect X-Men, but I dig Death books. Yeah. Um, you got Expand. I mean, you can collect enough stuff. Legend. You get your grind on. I'm more of a pop culture collector than just a team. So here's my 2 to grow on. Yeah, I want anything that's cool in pop culture. I just don't like I love Superman, but I just don't get Superman. And I am glad that I was able to show every book on my top 10 for books that I suggest people go get. And these are speculation books I feel like will be worth more money in the future. So if they go down in value, I could be wrong too. But so my favorite X-Men villain is a Sentinel. So um, this is X-Men number 14. This was my first big book. That was a notable key. This is my infancy of collecting. So this is a fire damage and water damage. Spine completely gone. Corner of it's burned away. But maybe I'll get a nicer copy, which I should, because I almost got one for like 120 bucks not that long ago, but it sold on me too quick. Usually you find this about 150 to 200 bucks raw, pretty consistently. And what a great book, dude. So this is one of my first books I got that were kind of cool. I only paid 20 bucks for this, and I didn't think I could go wrong. You know, $20. It's still a complete copy. The corners of it's burnt up and it's got water damage. So I don't just have beat up ugly. That's the one to grow on, and I guess this is a pair for the one to grow on. And this is the best Sentinel cover. Sentinel, by the way, spoilers, killed Iron Man and Magneto. So give Sentinel a little bit of credit on their name, dude. And Sentinel books are going to be popping. And I did see the Tri-Sentinel on Common Tom's, which I have that book too. I didn't feel like digging it up. I'm only going to use it after he used it. There's other Sentinel books you guys should be getting and keeping your eye on. I've been watching this book for a long time. I finally got one, and it's X-Men 55, I believe, correct? 57. And this is a nice high grade copy of it, and it's probably worth more than the first Sentinels. Actually, this book is worth more than this one, right? This is a Neil Adams cover. I'd say go after it, guys, if you could. It kind of reminds me of the scene that happened in the cartoon. So that's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You got 2 to grow on this week. We'll be back with week 4 of Big Shaq top 10 commandments, and maybe I'll do another live stream after this. I want to keep this short and compact to where people could watch it and stuff. So thank you everybody that watches, and I hope that you guys could leave some comments in the comment box about some of the books you may have or you may want to get or you're going after. Do you think my top 10 list was good? Do you think it was bad? These are strictly books that you can get at a lower value. Now this book right here, in X-Men 266, those are highly priced books right now, but they're still solid books to get. They've been down. They went down in the correction enough to where you can still get them. This one's probably one of the more tougher, expensive books. Like, I don't think it's going to go down, but it's still kind of expensive to get. So if you really want a great looking Sentinel cover, go after this guy though. I don't think there's a better one out there. So maybe I'll come right back. I'll see y'all later. Thank you to the people who hopped in the live. Everybody rewatching it, please leave a comment. Shit like that. I like comments better than likes. There's the top 10, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been having fun doing these top 10s. My previous 2 have been interesting to see what's going on with those books now, and we'll see what goes on with these books. I'll see y'all soon enough, dude.
Biggie. Biggie.